A lot of things in this test drum that's going on this week, and it will continue next week when it's back up after the weekend's over. But a bunch of things that they've added in has to do with our pets. And we knew that they were coming out with the turn into your pet feature because they teased that. But we didn't know that they were going to be making so many other small but really impactful decisions to the entire hatching process. One of these things comes down to the hatchmaking kiosk, which when this came out, I praised it. This was one of the best features that they've ever added to the game because it made pet hatching so much better and so much easier, and just overall like an easier process to go from having a baby pet with no talents, like starting completely new, to a pet that is mega and has every talent that you want, triple double, whatever you're going for. So what they've done, and I'll show it to you guys, but just keep in mind that this is test ROM. It could change. I'm hoping it does because I'm not particularly fond of the changes that they made. But if you go to the hatchmaking kiosk, they did make some updates to the cost of a pet. And I'm currently using a Rancor, so say I wanted to hatch with another Rancor. I would go into here, click this, and I have a Mega Rancor. What if I wanted to hatch it with a different pet and reorder my talents? Because that's something that people do. You hatch with another pet in order to reorder your talents, or maybe try to get rid of one of your talents that you have, and you would hatch out with another pet that's similar and kind of hope that the reordering happens and you get a new pet. So with this hatch right here, say I'm going for this instead, even though I wouldn't, but let's just pretend. And I have two Rancors here. I'm guaranteed going to get a Rancor back. But the difference now is this right here. I have to pay 159,000, basically 160k for this hatch. And that's because I'm using a mega pet. If I don't use a mega pet, let's find one of my pets. I mean, most of my pets are mega. This one is not mega, and it's still the same price. I'm just hatching with a mega pet. Is there any pets that I have that are adult? Here's an adult Rancor. It's the same price. It doesn't even change. Is there any pet in here that I can hatch with that's not mega that I could try to see what the prices change to? Let's just pick a random one. Blue Cat Thug is first on the list. Here is a adult Cat Thug. Let me hatch with this. It only drops the price if you start hatching with two pets that are both low rank. So adult and adult, adult and ancient. Can I get two adult pets? Here, this is the price. Okay, this is what they've changed. This right here shows you exactly what's changed. All they've done is they've taken the price, and there's a higher baseline price for hatching pets now. This is what the normal price used to be. Actually, it was less than this in some instances of hatching. But I'm hatching a first gen Blue Cat Thug with a Rancor, and it's 54,000. That's still very expensive. If I hatched a 54,000 pet on live servers right now without this update, I would still consider this to be an expensive hatch. Yes, sometimes the hatches can go up to like, I think it's like 60k, sometimes for really expensive ones, but generally it's like 50k per hatch. And these are two adult pets. If you start putting in other pets, this is an epic pet right here, 124,000. Ancient pet, 88,000. And then here is my mega pet. Jumps up to almost 160k. I think 160k is the max because it never seems to go over that, which makes me feel like this is kind of flawed in a way because I'm like hitting like some kind of ceiling that they put in, which means if you're hatching mega pets, you're going to have to pay this price. If you have a mega pet in here, the price just jumps up to this, no matter what. It doesn't even matter what I choose. Let's pick a different pet. There's probably more charging bulls in here. Let's try just to look and see if any of this changes. None of that is changing. It's barely changing. I'm like clicking it and this is the same price. It doesn't even matter. Is there any other pets? Maybe some random pet? Yeah, it's still 159. So it's not really changing at all. And that's kind of concerning because that just means that every hatch you do now, if you're going for a mega pet with a other mega pet, because when you're making pets, you generally want to hatch with pets that have all the talents that you want. So I would hatch with, where is a pet? Like this one. I could use this as like my starter pet. Be like, oh, I have dealer and giver. And then I would hatch with a mega pet in order to get the other talents that I want. So I wouldn't hatch with that one, but is there any in here that I can just say, okay, let's pretend. Okay, this one. So say I want this pet. I have dealer. This pet already has dealer. I have giver. This pet already has giver. So I'm trying to hatch with this pet in order to get these other 3 talents onto mine. And I have to pay 160,000 every time for that. So it's going to be expensive. If there's a mega pet in here, the price is going to be this. And that's concerning. Other thing that I really don't like that they changed is they made it so that you can no longer put in more than 2 talents into this. There's a lot of talents in here. Let's do some death. Let's do death, boon, and death striker. Search for talents. So it will come up with all the pets in here that have striker and death boon. Both of those. But it's going to have a bunch of other talents. Sure, this narrows it down for you, but still, picking 2 talents out of the entire thing is not as refined as it used to be. I loved when I could pick my entire pet. Look at this. So yeah, it will not let me put in more than 2. It's impossible. It just won't let you. I love the feature of being able to search for pet talents, and it was a very requested feature. I requested it a lot as well because I thought it would be a great update. Instead of painting through all the pages of a certain pet, you also don't know when it's going to repeat the same pets. So you kind of have to remember the name or remember the talents and then keep going and then realize like, oh, I've already seen these talents before. I've already seen this pet. That means that it's repeating and you don't even know that. The search feature helped a lot by being able to narrow down what pet you wanted. You could put in all 5 talents and search for it. And they're changing that for some reason. I don't know. I don't know why. So that right there is going to make this more difficult because I'm not able to search for all 5 talents anymore. And that was a great update. I just wish they could make it so that you could search for 5 talents, and if the pet was not available for hatching in the kiosk, it just wouldn't show up. That would be nice. I wish that was an update instead of this, but this could be temporary. Not sure. But the kiosk is a great tool. It's one of the best updates for pet hatching that they've ever done. I just don't like where they're taking it now. I don't know. I'm okay with the price being this expensive. But here's where I have another problem. So I'm just going to hatch this random pet. It has balance dealer. I don't really care. We're just going to hatch it just to see. So I'm going to hatch this Rancor and this Blue Cat Thug for 160,000, which if that was the new standard, eventually I would get used to that. But there's another problem. So you hatch it, right? You pay the gold, hatch it. Look at this. 24 hours. I'm pretty sure I'm actually going to do something else. So that timer right there was 24 hours. Let's do a pros. And let me hatch again. But with another Rancor. Because Rancors are only 5-minute timers. I remember that. So let's just say I hatch these Rancors together. Still 24 hours. Is there any one that I hatch that won't be 24 hours? What if I hatch a different pet that I have? Let's do another one. Because we're just testing. This is test ROM. I'm just like testing things. Let's do another pros. Let's do a hatch with a different pet. Let's do a charging bull because that's one that a lot of people go for. I'm going to hatch my Gulcher. Both of these pets are school pets. And usually... Oh, I don't have any gold anymore. I'm forgetting it. These are so expensive that I'm out of gold. Wait, is there any way I can get gold? Can I buy gold? I can't afford that much gold. Or I can't afford it. I could buy this much gold. I'm actually going to buy this. Because test room's going to go down in like an hour. So I'm going to buy this. Don't do this in live servers. But if it's test room crowns, who cares? I can't believe I just bought gold. Last hatch. So here we go. Let's do the charging bull again. Let's get that here. And I'll switch to my Gulcher. So we'll do this. This is so expensive. I can't believe I did this 3 times. Like I literally had to buy gold with crowns because it's test room crowns and I don't care. But yeah, we're going to do this. 12 hour. So now, since I have a 12 hour and 2 24 hours, let me show you guys how long it would take to hatch this with gold because that's a new thing. So in your backpack, you can see the eggs that are hatching. This one is 24 hours. That's so long. I'm not going to wait until the next day to hatch this. You can click hatch egg now. And this is what you're greeted with. Would you like to hatch this egg now for 287,000? I'm going to get my calculator out for this. So if I wanted to hatch this one egg and get this one pet, I would have to pay 160,000 for the hatch plus 287,560. I'm spending 447,000 gold on one hatch. That is almost max gold. That is almost max gold for level 130. Max gold right now is 525. So you're telling me I'm supposed to spend my entire max gold on one hatch? And then guess what could happen? You finally hatch that, you get this pet, whatever it is, and then it fails at adult. Then what do? Oh, time to farm gold. Like, I can't believe that's a thing now. So this is crazy. What would the 12-hour be? Can I see that? What is the 12-hour? That's the 24-hour. Where's my other one? This one would be 143,000. That's still so much gold. Like, I just don't like it because spending this much gold, you can't even hold a lot of gold on your character. You can only hold 525k. If they're going to do these type of crazy prices, why don't they make it so where we can hold a lot more gold or not have a cap or something? Then I could understand it. It's the fact that we have a max gold in the game on our characters. Sure, you can put gold into TCs and all this stuff, but I just wish if they're going to have prices like this, we could store gold in different ways. That'd be nice. Besides in powers. So that's what's going on in the game right now. To fix it, because I'm going to propose a solution, and it's a pretty easy solution. Yes, I feel like mega pets can be more expensive than they've been in the past. I just don't feel like they should be 160k. I wish there was more variation with when you're, say you're hatching with your mega pet or your... Actually, let's do it this way. I just wish there was more variation. If you're hatching your own adult pet with a mega pet, why is it still 160? Why is this not going down? Maybe if it's 2 mega pets together, it could be really expensive. But if it's something like this, why is this still 160? This should not be this expensive. Personally, I'd rather it not be over 100k at all. But if they want to raise the prices, then they can. But anytime that there's a mega or ultra pet in here, it's going to jump up the price. I think they can change up the variations of what pets are hatching together and have the price actually change to be more meaningful than this. Like, when I'm switching here, it's only changing the price by 200 gold. But not only that, the gold is increasing, the hatching timers are increasing, they're also increasing the energy cost. So I'm not really too upset about that. That makes sense to me because, you know, it's fine. People are getting more energy. There's energy sets out there. You can get a lot of energy. You can get like 300 plus at this point now. Probably more than that. But I'm fine with the energy increasing. Like, that's okay. Because you get to Mega, and yeah, it's going to cost energy to train that pet. So that's fine. With double pet XP, that's not as big of a deal. But I just want to let you guys know that. Basically, everything that's going on with pet hatching right now is increasing in some way. Gold, time investment, and energy cost. All is kind of going up. The one that I don't like is the gold cost of individual hatches, and I don't like the timer. I don't know why the timers had to go up. I wish that pets still had 5-minute timers for when you hatched it. I don't know why they had to increase that. Probably to get people to either pay a lot of gold for it to hatch quickly, or the other reason is for people to buy these. Be like, oh, this is only 150 crowns. I can easily afford that, right? Maybe that's the reason. I don't know. I think it's kind of a bad reason to do that. So that's what's going on in the pet world. It's looking a little dicey for new pet trainers out there because it's going to be tough. It's going to be tougher to train pets. It's going to be more expensive. It's going to take more time, which is not what we want because I feel like pet training is already kind of time consuming. Yes, they are changing it to where doing the games is faster if you get the mastery for it, which is good. But it's still going to take a while to train that pet. If your pet fails, it's like starting over almost. Unless you have a backup pet, hatching a pet and having it fail at adult or whatever, not even adult, some people have it fail at epic and mega, that's a reset. You have to go back in here, find that pet, which, you know, who knows, you might not even get the same pet to hatch with again. But you have to look for that pet, you have to pay the cost, which hopefully is not 160k, and start over again. And then you gotta wait the timer, and I would like to hatch more than one pet per day. But with those kind of timers, either you pay gold, pay a lot of gold, pay a crowns elixir, or wait it out. I just feel like, again, this update, just like the double gardening change where they reduced the amount of mega snacks you get and eliminated the ability to get double seeds, it's just only helping the people that have been in the game for a really long time and kind of pushing away the people that don't have everything that the veteran players might have. Training a pet now is going to be harder. So if you don't have a pet, you're kind of starting out in an era where it's way more difficult than it was for someone that made pets back in the day, or even a couple updates ago. So I don't really like that too much. I don't know why they have to make the systems more difficult and add all these new things that kind of hinder the player. Like, that's what they're trying to do. They're just kind of trying to hinder the player on making crazy pets and crazy this and getting all the gear. So yeah, let me know what you guys think of this. I want to see people's comments and opinions on this one, because there's going to be a lot of discussion about this. This is probably one of the most controversial subjects of this test ROM, and we'll see if they decided to make any changes. But the more people that talk about it, usually the more incentivized they are to make a change. So we'll see. But thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what you think in the comments. Leave a like on your way out, and I'll see you guys next time.